Hey guys, so that was the morning. It wasn't the whole morning, but it was most of the morning. It was just me going out there, getting that run, and it was a good run. I ran for only like 10 to 15 minutes, so it wasn't that long, but it was okay. So I got a midday nap in. So right now it's around 3 p.m. in the afternoon, and I've been sitting here all day watching like day in the life of business owners and things of that nature. I've been on Nick Bear recently a lot. He's a sports nutrition company, BNN. He's the owner of that company. He sells like I would say protein powder and like energizers and things of that nature. And I've been watching him a lot, and actually a little bit inspiring on doing what you want to do, especially that creating content part. When you see the journey that he's been through around like 7 to 8 years ago, when you see the growth of his company, it's like you can actually see what he's been doing and what he's been through. Like he's been through a lot, he's been doing a lot, and he does it consistently, and that's inspiring to me. Now, if you watch my reaction channel videos, you might be wondering what's that box that's always behind you. Now that box is filled with clothes from my first journey into the clothing business. Now this box is filled with clothes, and the box down here, the bin down here is filled with clothes. Now all of these is clothes on top of clothes on top of clothes. Now we'll get into that a little later, but yeah. Now what I'm trying to do with this is I want to redesign my clothing company. What I want to do is I want to create a whole new design. This is my first design I ever created, and it did pretty well, if you can see. But yeah, it did pretty well. But what I wanted to do was make it more minimalistic. Like that's a logo. You know what I'm saying? That's a logo. It's for everybody. What I want to do is make it more minimalistic, make it scaled down, make the clothes fit, make everything nice so that you can wear it with anything. So it doesn't have to be branded or any of that nature. It might still be branded, but it's not gonna be so I wouldn't open. And that's what I'm gonna be working on throughout the day and throughout this month. And we're gonna document the journey. And y'all gonna follow with me of me working on this design and working on the clothes. And I wanna drop it by the end of this year. If I can drop it by the end of this year, we good. Now I know it's a long time. The year just started, but that's just gonna give me time to actually understand what I wanted. Because what I did when I first went into the clothing companies, I feel like I rushed it. I feel like I went a little too fast. I feel like I was doing it a little too up forward. I mean, I made a little bit of money, but it wasn't about that for me. It was just about just getting the clothes out there that I liked, and I enjoyed these clothes. But one of these, I'm gonna show y'all one of my favorites. I made like how many of these pieces? I think I made like um I think I created like what? I think I created like 500 pieces of these, and they did okay, but I didn't like them personally. I just sold them because I made 500 pieces of them, and that's not good. But that's what I did. I had the letters was too big for me. I didn't like the logo, and I didn't get to facilitate with my brand designer and my screen printer that I had at the time. I didn't get to facilitate with them and get it how I wanted to get it because they were so like fast. They just wanted to get it up there. Well, I was rushing them to get it up there to get it done because I had a meet and greet out somewhere else. So it's like I had to get these clothes out so I can go to that meet and greet, and it was really rushed. It felt like it was I was doing a lot just to get them out there, and I wasn't really focused on quality. I wasn't really focused on feel. I wasn't really focused on brand design. I wasn't really focused on aesthetic. I wasn't really focused on a lot of things that makes a brand a brand. I wasn't focused on the Instagram that created around the brand, so I can create content for that Instagram and make sure the brand is facilitated in the correct way. I wasn't maintaining it like a business should be maintained, and that's probably a reason why it didn't scale to the levels that I wanted it to scale. And that's because I didn't, put forth that effort. I put forth the effort, but I didn't put forth the the mental capacity. I didn't put forth the bandwidth. I didn't put forth a lot of things that now I know that needs to get put forth. And for me to hop back into that industry, just hopping back into it won't be beneficial to me. That's why I want to wait at least 6 months. At least 6 months just to facilitate myself around my company, to facilitate myself around my clothing before I drop. So I'm comfortable and I'm I'm assured my clothing. Because believe it or not, I started my clothing brand back, I think last year or 2 years ago. And when I first started it, this is what I did. I had money, so I bought like 500 to 1,000 shirts. It was nothing. Okay, I got a screen printed for like whatever the price was, and I spent like $5,000 on the shirts or something like that. And I just facilitated it. I got it in, and I started selling it around to like my job and like what else? Like my we had conventions and things of that nature out of town that I went to, and I sold it there, and I sold it online for a little bit of. But then I realized online you got to do ads and things of that nature. When I started doing those, I was doing those correctly. Then I realized you got to put up a lot of money. I didn't mind putting up a lot of money, but I didn't see the returns because I didn't know what I was doing on the ads because I was just starting off. And when you first starting off, I recommend. I think you should go small and then big and then like you know get more information first before you just throw all your money out there. But I didn't do that at first. I was just going with the flow, just doing random things, whatever sold. I was putting the most money behind those ads, and if they didn't sell well, then I would throw the product away and try a new one and things of that nature. And that's not how the business should be run. It should be run around community. It should be run around fan base. It should be run around the business itself. It should be putting the customers first, putting the brand first, putting the marketing first, putting the clothes first. It shouldn't be ran by just you throwing out clothing thinking that somebody's gonna buy it. Because when I'm my first journey, that really facilitated that in my mind. It made me think like that's not really how it's gonna go. It's not gonna go how it's gonna go in your head on paper. And I know a lot of y'all, if y'all ever try to start a brand, that's the first thing y'all realize. It doesn't go how you think it goes on paper. It goes 100% different. And you say you're gonna do something, you go put it out there, it doesn't perform like it's supposed to perform. You go to these like Wix websites and these Squarespace websites. You create a website and you're like, boom, I created my website. I'm gonna put these ads out. I'm gonna get these clothes. They gonna sell a little bit, and I'm at least make my money back. So if they do sell, it's gonna be a little residual income. Believe it or not, that residual income is not enough to be a residual income, and it's not like first 1 year to 3 years. I don't think it's gonna be that massive. You might scale a lot, but it's not gonna be that massive because you're gonna be putting most of that bandwidth, most of that leeway, that cash flow back into the business. So for you, it's not going to be that much. For your company, it's going to be amazing. And that's what I need to learn when I first started off with my first few products. Is it's a lot of upfront cost that goes up with your clothes, but it's a lot of back end value that you can put behind clothes, and it's a lot of value you can provide to your people that's wearing your clothes, your customers, your fan base. There's a lot of value you can provide with people without even buying your clothes in the first place. You don't have to go out and purchase a product to get served. You don't have to do this to get served. You don't have to spend money to get served. But what you do have to do is, be in tune with the brand and be in tune with the journey. Because at the end of the day, it's not the clothes that we're selling; it's the journey that we're selling. It's the brand awareness. It's the life behind the brand. It's the reason why you wear the clothes and things of that nature. And I really didn't understand that when I first started off. And I believe a lot of people can get in tune with that. I believe a lot of people can understand that because what I've been doing recently for the past like week is I've been studying up new brands. I did this like a year ago, but I didn't do it thoroughly like I was supposed to. You can see when you're studying up these brands that just started. What I do is I go to brands that just started. I like to go to brands that just like me to see if I can do better than they can before I go to jump to the brands that already got $1 million runway and things of that nature and that can do a lot more than I can. I want to start off with the basic needs, basic necessities, then scale up 1 to 2. And what I was doing was I went back on Instagram, Facebook, things of that nature, and looking at all these clothing businesses, they small scale, candle businesses. I try to stick away. I like candles, but I like to stick away from like candle business things. So I was like going more towards clothing. I was throwing my energy into looking up all these clothing businesses, and at the end of the day, when I was reading them and I was looking at them, I was seeing a brand process and what they did to stay afloat and what they was doing. I seen a lot of myself in them. I seen just throwing ads together, throwing you know how when you go on the Wix websites and the Squarespace websites, you can go and you can screen print your clothes on top of like regular artists. Like I would say stock images. You can put your images on top of stock images and put that out there. I was seeing a lot of. I did that when I first started. I was seeing a lot of that. It's not a lot of thought that goes behind that. It's like it's more of a sell mentality. And I realized that from a lot of brands, it's a lot of sell mentality, and that's not what I want from my brand. I want a community mentality. I want to like, I'm buying this because this is what I want to do. I'm buying this because this is what I want to follow. You know, things of that nature. And I'm mad that I didn't understand that when I first started, because that would have made my growth exponential. But what I do know now is that while I'm searching all these companies, is that their growth is stagnant, just like mine was. It's, just like that, just like mine was. It's okay, just like mine was. It's not going to that next level like it should be going to that next level. And what I want to do for the next week is try to upfront that growth. You know what I'm saying? Not, I wouldn't say growth per se, but I'm trying to upfront that energy cost. I'm trying to just get in tune with myself, get in tune with the brand, so that I know that going on these weeks forward, when I'm creating this brand and creating this community and things of that nature, that I'm not doing it in a place of selfishness or things of that nature. I want to make sure I'm doing it because I want a genuine product to go out to you guys, and I want a genuine product that's in tune with you guys' morals and you guys' viewpoint on life and y'all bird's eye view, like what y'all want to do. What I want to do is create a minimalistic brand that's not produced by a lot of labels. I mean, it's gonna be my label up there, obviously, but I want it to be something you can just wear. Like, you don't have to, switch it up every day. You know what I'm saying? You can wear this, wear that. You can wear the same jacket and it's gonna be okay because it's not all these graphic designs up there. And that's really what I want to facilitate. And right now, I don't have the proper words to even explain it to y'all. But when I do, we're gonna know together. And that's the main point of me documenting this journey. Is I want us to know it together. I want us to do it together, and I want us to find a way. And I appreciate y'all for watching this video. Maybe it's not the end of the video. Maybe I got a few more topics to say. Maybe towards the end of the day. But if not, I do appreciate y'all for watching this segment. Thank y'all for watching. Peace out.